This is ScreenView with Peter Van, Amy Morgan, and John Denny. Fan us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at ScreenView Show, and join in on the conversation on Google+.
Hello, and welcome to episode 34, September 6th, 5th, 2012. I am Peter Van, and this is John, and this is Amy.
Hello.
What?
We're trolling you already.
What?
Sorry.
John, you're frozen. Press your video.
Alright, I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's 34, Amy.
Alright.
Stop it.
Oh.
I can hear you. Okay, well, you're just going to be frozen, staring down.
I'll fix it. Just give me a second.
For the rest of the night. Okay, well, while John fixes himself, in the box office, The Possession has won the slow box office weekend that is Labor Day. Everybody's at the shore, everybody's at Disney World, so you get Possession. And this is a movie that we talked about last week, right, Amy? This is the Jewish
Oh yes, we kind of did. Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't called The Possession, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Possession.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was called something else.
It is. This makes it the biggest horror box opener of Labor Day, which is not surprising because who opens horror movies on Labor Day?
What better way to open up a Labor Day with a horror film, right?
Exactly. But it's so good that it actually is in the the 4-day holiday weekend openers. It is number 2. This is behind Halloween in 2007. What? Huh. Okay.
What?
So Halloween was the 2007 version of Halloween. Was
the one that Rob Zombie did?
Yeah, but I didn't know that opened on Labor Day. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly 5 years ago. Number 2 is the Shia LaBeouf moonshine binge drinking movie, Lawless.
Wonderful.
Number 3 is The Expendables 2. Number 4, The Bourne Legacy, which I actually saw this weekend. Number 5, Paranorman. Number 6, The Odd Life of Timothy Green. 7, The Dark Knight Rises. We'll talk
For
about
the
that
win!
in a
Because I went and
second.
I saw it this weekend.
Yeah, finally.
Really late. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. You contributed to something very good.
I did. It stayed on the the lineup for this. So is it like a month since it's been out?
7 weeks. So a month and 2 weeks.
A month and 2 weeks.
Almost
yeah.
2 months. So.
Oh, wow, that's pretty dang good to be at number 5.
Yeah. No, number 7.
What? It came out in July, didn't it?
No, the end of July. It was like the beginning of August, end of July.
So, and now we're in the
July
first
20th.
Oh, yeah.
that's
There you go.
More than 7 weeks.
7
And
weeks.
It's number
Isn't it?
7. I stand corrected.
It's only beginning of September.
Only the first week of September.
Oh yeah. 8, The Campaign. 9, 2016, Obama's America, of course, gaining momentum. It'll be number 1 soon. By about
It was
November
number
5th.
7 last week, so it's going down.
But they got 656 theaters. Trust me, this weekend they're gonna make so much money. No.
No.
All right. Well, number 10 is
No.
Tommy Lee Jones, Meryl Streep, Sexcapade, Hope Springs.
Snorefest.
Snorefest. What, did you go see it? How do you know? How do you know it's a Snorefest?
Yes.
I'm not too sure that's
yes.
an answer. Ugh,
I would rather guess that it's a Snorefest than a Sexcapade.
that's true. It's probably wise. So opening this weekend is The Cold Light of Day, which is an action thriller starring Henry Cavill and Bruce Willis and Sigourney Weaver. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about this film. Anyone?
Never heard of it.
So that's that. That's only in 1,500 theaters, so not too much. But the one that's supposed going to be the big one this weekend is the newest. What's his name?
Bradley Cooper.
Yes, Bradley Cooper's movie, The Words, which sounds interesting. I'm not sure, like, he kills someone, obviously, but
No.
how he kills someone. It's a
I don't
romantic
think so.
drama? That's kind of surprising.
He's a writer and he steals someone's work.
Oh, is that what he does?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's a big
tagline
no-no.
was
The word.
The tagline was something else, like kill someone or something, right?
The tagline was he
things that
kills
you would
someone
go
or something.
to.
Yeah, something like that. It said it was like you have more than one way of killing someone. And I was like, so he wrote it in his book and then the person died?
I'm pretty sure the plot of the movie is that he's a writer who has a big successful book, and then a second book I think he plagiarizes.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, a writer, played by Bradley Cooper, at the peak of his literary success, discovers the price he must pay for stealing another man's work. All right. Well, it made it seem...
Which involves killing somebody.
In the trailer that I saw, it seemed like he murdered someone in his book, and then the person died.
The trailer you saw, the tagline was he kills somebody or something.
Something like that.
He kills somebody or something?
That sounds about right. I mean, I don't understand what kind of issues you have here. I don't understand. He killed somebody or something. I don't really know. I don't know what's wrong with that. But okay, so on to some second piece of serious news. Michael Clarke Duncan has died at the age of 54.
Yes, this is very
he was in a
sad.
hospital. He was in the hospital for a better part of a month and a half. He had a heart attack in mid-July, July 13th, I think. And,
Something like
he
that,
just-
yeah.
he never
And
recovered.
supposedly his girlfriend performed CPR, and that's the reason why he survived that.
Yeah.
And he hasn't recovered since, unfortunately, I think.
Unfortunately, he passed yesterday.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was shocked that he died, but I wasn't surprised that he died. I mean, he was a pretty big dude, and not that he's weight size or whatever, but just the size, his immense size.
Yeah, he was.
It's tough for your
bad.
body to keep you going like that.
Yeah,
I mean, his heart just couldn't do it.
and he made some really good movies. I mean, they were a lot of fun, and he did, of course, he's
First big role is Armageddon, and then
the Green Mile.
Green Mile.
Exploded. The Green
He
Mile.
always kind of struck me as a very gentle giant kind of guy.
Yeah, and then he played one of the
the
movies.
Kingpin, right?
Yeah, he played the Kingpin, and then one of the movies, the series of movies that John and I like a lot, the Whole 9 Yards and the Whole 10 Yards.
Yeah.
And he's really funny in that. So he could definitely play drama as well as comedy.
Very versatile.
Yeah. So
Yep.
he would definitely be missed.
So I was pretty sad when I saw that. I was like, oh, that's
Yep.
just...
Bruce
Makes
Willis
sense.
basically found him, right? And then put him in Armageddon, called Tom Hanks and asked him to be put in Green Mile, and
Yeah. And then he did. Yeah. And then
basically put him in the whole 10 yards, the whole 9 yards, whole 10
Yeah.
yards.
So that was really discovered him, and so that was really cool. So rest in peace, Michael Clarke Duncan. Let's see here. So the Dark Knight Rises is only the 11th film in history to hit the $1 billion mark. It passed it this weekend, and obviously it made more money in the foreign box office at $577,700,000 and about $433 million.
Do you know what the other 10 are off the top of your head? Obviously, the Avengers,
yeah,
Avatar,
the Avengers is one of them.
Titanic.
Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar, Titanic.
One
probably.
of the Pirates movies, a couple of the Harry Potters, I'm sure.
Just curious. I mean, I don't know how far, like if they adjust for,
I don't think they do.
inflation and all that stuff.
I don't think they do. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So yeah. Wow, really? That's surprising. So Marvel's, as John said, Marvel's The Avengers crossed $105 billion worldwide, which is a lot
Wow.
of cash.
One
Oy.
105 billion or
1.5
1.5 billion?
1.5.
Okay.
So 1,500,000,000. So here's your
$100
list.
billion is a lot of money.
Yeah, 100 billion is a lot. That's relatively impossible. So here's your list, John. Number 1 is Avatar, of course, with 2.782.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, I assume.
That?
The Last Airbender, I assume.
Yes, The Last Airbender. Number 2 is Titanic with 2.185. Avengers 1.502. Because it came back out in the theaters this weekend and it made a pretty decent amount of cash.
Does that Titanic, not that you would know, does that Titanic money include the re-release in 3D?
Here it says year 2007, so I don't think it does.
1997?
Yeah. What else would it be? 1897? What did I say?
97, not 2007.
Oh. Did I say 2007?
You did.
Oh. Well, that's not what I meant. I meant 97. Avengers number 3, like we said. 4 is Harry Potter 2. Harry Potter Harry Potter 7 Part 2. Transformers 3. Lord of the
Amazingly.
Rings 3. Pirates of the Caribbean 3. Toy Story 3. Pirates 4. Holy crap.
Wow, they made $1 billion?
Pirates 3 and
They
4,
made
wow.
$1.043 billion.
This is why they keep making movies, even though we're like, why did they make this movie?
Yeah. What they didn't tell you was 3/4 of that was paid to Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good payday.
Number 10 was Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apparently, Alice in Wonderland also made $1 billion.
Back in the day.
Get out of here. The Johnny Depp one?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Johnny is like,
1.024,
ka-ching!
yeah.
Right?
$1.024 billion. And then I'm not sure why I put 11, but it's the 12th. The Dark Knight Rises is the top 12th grossing movie of all time worldwide. Actually, The Dark Knight also made $1 billion. So I don't know why I said 11th, but I really meant
All right.
or 13th.
13th, yeah.
I meant 13th. And then Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was pretty close at 974 million. So that's a lot. Holy crap! That's a lot of Pirates movies. That's a lot of trilogy movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess our last topic where we talked about trilogies that should never exist or don't need to be. I guess,
Yeah.
Money doesn't lie, Sometimes it is actually pretty good.
Holy crap! That's a lot of money.
Yep.
That is a lot of money. Okay, so let's see here. Well, I guess that brings us to our topic of the week. Short
Topic time.
because that way we can talk about as many shows as we possibly want. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to talk about, our mutually happy, not happy, the shows that we mutually are happy to see return.
Mm-hmm.
And then each of us will pick one new show that we think will make it this season.
Do we have to pick just one?
And you can cheat and pick two, I guess.
Okay, all right. Because I have a couple that I might be a little unsure about, and I have valid reasons for it. And I thought I would
which
say,
one that you are the most. Which one do you think would most?
the most sure will fail. Oh, I've got the definitely.
Well, yeah.
those.
The third thing that we'll talk about is a new show that we think will fail miserably or not make it. Whichever.
Yeah.
Crash and Burn, Playboy Club, or just not make it.
There's none of those this year, actually.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Okay.
So the final one was one that we picked up last season and that we're happy to
see return. Yes, and I have made my list. I went through real quick. Went yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Multi-pass.
So the first show that we're happy to see return obviously is Fringe, which will be back for its
2 thumbs up.
and final season.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this one to start. Ugh. I've got my mom hooked in it now, and she calls me and says, please tell me that this is going to happen. I'm like, Mom, just keep watching. She's like, but I need to know. I was like, then just keep watching. It's
Yeah,
funny.
my mom watches, so
Yeah, I get my mom hooked on all the good stuff. She's like, tell me what one I need to watch next. I was like, okay.
Mom, there's a show about this guy who cooks meth. You'll love it.
he's a science
Next
teacher.
thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get her into watching something like Weeds or something, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
only until season 3.
Only
Because
until
once, because once they leave California, it's stupid.
Oh, okay.
But okay, so Fringe, you guys, we've covered this a lot, but I mean, what you guys are obviously have been watching it since the beginning, so
Yep.
what?
Final season. Woohoo!
Yeah, what do you really hope for this show to do this season, other than wrap itself up?
Other than wrap itself up? Oh gosh. Well, we already know a few things about this last season, and that it's going to take place in the future. I think it's going to probably explain how it is that we are going through this in the future, and where Olivia is, and because I have a really, really bad feeling that she's dead in this future, and I'm like, oh. Especially since everything is kind of hinting in that. So I'm like, I'm hoping that they say she's not really dead. She's something else. I don't know. Yeah. I don't want her to be dead. I want Olivia to be alive.
Well, I don't think that she'll necessarily be dead. I mean, they kind of.
She already died.
She already died.
Yeah.
So the bullet that the girl has had around her neck was the bullet that they pulled out from at the end of last season, I assume.
Yeah. That's what I'm too. But at the same time, I also remember when, Mr. September, observer guy said that in all continuities, she dies or whatever in the future, that every outcome she'll end up dying. And I'm like, please.
I mean, I took that as she did die.
Yeah.
But the cortexic fan in her body was able to bring her back to life.
Yeah.
So
That
I'm
is a good way
satisfied
to
that she's
look at it. Yeah.
That's the way I kind of took it too. Was that was her?
Oh, you never know. They could just throw a curveball and just say, no, actually, that wasn't it.
They blow her up in
That's
the season
cheesy,
opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in one instance where Peter went to the future before they had the whole spoilers, if you haven't seen it, when he went,
turn it off now. We'll wait.
he's in the machine and he goes to the forward, and then he ends up joining the universes together, or linking them, whatever. She was killed then too. Same shot in the thing, shot in the head. So, the fact that the last bit you're like, oh crap, we're gonna have a repeat of that, and then all of a sudden, oh no, she's not gonna die. The yay trip whatever Fexafan or whatever the heck you call it.
Fexafan, yeah.
Yay that this stuff was in her system and that she was she's not dead. But we have a third outcome here. This is another, this is in the future. They could still go back and, I don't know. I'm just saying, twists and all that stuff.
I don't think that anyone is necessarily safe as far as definitely going to live and definitely going to die.
Yeah.
But I think that as far as what the for right now anyway, what the observer saw was she had to die and for everyone else to live, and she died, and everyone lived, and then they brought her back to life. Yeah. So that's kind of the way that I saw it. I don't really know what to expect. Obviously, like you said, a lot of the season, if not all of it, will take place in the future. I hope that they're able to answer all the major questions, but leave some little ones kind of out there just for people to chew on after the series ends. Mm-hmm. Just to keep the talk going, maybe carry it out in a comic book series or something like that, because it does have a comic book series right now.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, by DC, I believe.
That. I haven't been following it. I should totally go do that. only digital, or is it also in print?
I have no idea. I haven't bought a comic book in a couple months.
All right, I'll go check it out. I'll find out next week.
But just so I don't answer everything just to have it answered, because it might not all wrap up in a neat little box if they try to answer every single question that's out there.
Oh no, I hope that they leave a few little things hanging. I'm all right with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be so, in a nice little package with a bow that we have like a lost ending. It would be good if they left maybe one or two things kind of hanging. Going, oh, okay. If they answer most of the big stuff and then leave maybe one or two threads, I'd be all right.
Right.
Did the biggest one with X-Files, and to be honest, I couldn't ever think of it being any different with X-Files. If you had gotten all the answers, would you still believe?
That's true. So it turns out that if they were to cancel Fringe from season 5, they would have went to the comic books to tell the story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so they came out with a prequel comic book where Olivia first meets Walter, quote unquote, first meets Walter. I don't know why it's
Walter or Walter Net.
Oh, leading up right up to the moment in the pilot where Olivia first meets Walter. So it's a prequel that goes from the beginning all the way to over, and it's in the Wildstorm imprint, so that's under DC.
All right.
And then in June of 2010, they came out with a 6-issue miniseries called Tales from the Fringe. And then in September 2011, they came out with Beyond the Fringe, which is a multi-story. There are a couple stories. There's a story and a B story. One is written by Joshua Jackson. So that's and then Peter the
That's
Machine.
interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then there's the comic book series is running currently, it seems like. And
Cool.
There's an A story and a B story. So and then
like
they
a backup?
alternate. And then they alternate issues. So there's a story that goes from 1-3-5-7, and then 4-6. So that appears to still be running. So yeah, cool. Keep going. So you could definitely read, some side adventures kind of thing.
Sure.
I will check that out. That sounds like fun.
Okay, so The Walking Dead is not over. It is coming back for season 3 in October. Are you guys? I mean, based on the trailer that we have seen, or the trailers, or any of the sneak peeks that we've seen so far,
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yep. If that's what you're asking,
All
Peter,
right,
you're like,
all right.
Yeah.
Next.
Bring on more zombies.
More zombies. Rick's going
Yes,
crazy.
and the governor.
Lori is going to die.
Lori's gonna die. Is she gonna have the baby?
I hope it's not going to be like a 3-year-long thing. I'm still pregnant.
They do like to drag things out on the Walking Dead TV show.
Yeah.
They do. But I mean, even they interviewed the actress who plays Lori, and she's like, Lori has to die. It's just
Really?
Yeah.
Did she? Oh
yeah,
my God.
she said it. She's like, it's what, it's what needs to happen.
Oh, darn. Because I was gonna say in the comics, I haven't read very far though. I've only read the first 20, maybe 30 issues.
Yeah.
And she ends up taking this role as that she's like the soft place for I can't remember his name now. Gosh darn it.
Rick?
I did not do my homework very well. Rick. Yes. So it's like whenever he's tormented by a decision, she's like, the one that he goes to. Of course, that's probably the reason why she needs to die is because of that. So I'm like, I don't really know if it happens in that, but.
Well, in the comic book,
Oh, go
that's
ahead.
the role that she takes. And she sort of does also take that role in the TV show, but
She also adds drama too, because
she's a flip flopper in a TV show. She has one feeling and then she has another feeling every time he talks to her. It seems like it's something different.
Yeah.
So it's very aggravating watching and say like. I sort of have no sympathy for her.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what she wants, which is irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your husband is alive. You have your family back together again, and Shane is a terror, but you want him out of there, and then you want him back, and it's just like
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to do something about him. It's like, I killed him because he was going to kill me. And she's like, how dare you? You should have died.
Right.
Why are you here? You know, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, give me a break.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm
It's
kind
a
of
while-
hoping now that Shane's out of the picture that maybe she'll settle down a little bit and not be
She's
so
going to go crazy.
flip floppy.
But
Yeah.
it seems to me like she sort of hates Rick at the end of the season, right?
Well, how else did she expect it to end? That these guys were going to shake hands and be buds?
Yeah. I think that's what she
it-
wanted. She wanted the best of everything.
She's
Yeah,
unreasonable.
you-
That's the
you
problem.
get the best of everything, and you're not going to get it because look at the freaking world that you live in right now. Come on, zombies. They eat everything.
Yes.
You know, what do you want? You know, perfection? Well, you're not in a very perfect world right now.
Yeah. So
You're in The Walking Dead. Come on.
So
Get over the
Sarah
drama.
Wayne Callies, the actress who plays Lori Grimes, said that previously, before Frank Darabont was tragically and unfairly removed from the show, we used to argue about that it was necessary to kill Lori, and I feel very strongly that for all the other deviations we may have from the comic book, killing Lori does something to Rick that is vital for the story and can't be done any other way.
True. That's a very good point to make.
Plus,
I mean, because it does.
She's a bitch.
Is that what she said?
No, she didn't say that.
Oh, okay. I was
I
like,
mean-
wow, man.
Spoiler alert for the comic book. I mean, it happened a few years ago.
Yeah.
She dies in the comic book.
Now I've got to read it all the way up to the point that she dies. Darn
Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm done.
She dies.
it.
She dies so far along in the story that when she's gone, it's like, well, now there's an empty space, and Rick is sort of a mess. So it's not the same thing to me at all. As if she dies now, it gets rid of a annoying character.
Right.
If she was a sympathetic character and then carried that on for maybe 2 or 3, or let's say another 1 or 2 more years or seasons, then definitely like her death would have a big impact on Rick.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that right now, I mean, he's in love with, he still loves her obviously, and he's upset that she's maybe not reciprocating those feelings 100%. I think that if she died, it would almost be like, well, now we can move on and get away with this. Get on with everything else.
Yeah.
Right. So apparently in the comic book, Lori does die in the prison with her newborn. But it's funny. There's this website called Up Rocks, and they made a joke. This is really funny because we were talking about how slow the show goes. That if this actually, it's like I doubt that actually will happen because that'll mean that it's another 7 or 8 Walking Dead months. And the way the show is paced, that would mean 68 more seasons.
68 more seasons. Oh.
That's true.
Crazy.
Yeah, like she dies when they leave the prison, and it's like issue 50, which is
Yeah, and that's like four or 5
That's pretty
years.
far along.
Yeah.
Like 20, maybe 30 issues away from where I'm at.
Yeah. So you have to read another like.
Well, but
Yeah.
I do like what you're saying, John. The idea that, because she is right now kind of not a sympathetic character. Because I just went off on her just for a little bit here. Like, oh, what do you want? Perfect world? But
Yeah,
if the only way that they could do it, that I think, is that they start out, she has to immediately be a sympathetic character that we can relate to, and they do it really, really well for the whole season, maybe even 2 seasons. Then try to bump her off. Then I'll actually care. It'll give me a little bit more feeling because I'll be like, okay, well, she went from this. We took Shane out of the picture, and all of a sudden she actually became a character that I liked. And then they take her away afterwards. Then that'll be a little bit different. But you're right. Right now she's kind of like the annoying character. If they kill her off, it'll just be getting rid of an annoying character.
But I don't think that she's going to add. I mean, she's not going to be too much different from what she was in the last episode, where it's like, who do you think you are? You don't, you can't just go around killing people, blah, 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 blah. And I think it's just going to be more of that, and it's going to face the whole time, not necessarily just trying to be with her husband, which is what she was in the comic book.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now it's time to talk about. It's time for us to be selfish and to talk about the show that we think we want to watch,
Yeah.
the show that we think will fail, and the show that we're happy to return for a second season.
Yeah.
So we will go with John.
Go for it, John. Just don't take ones that Peter's going to pick.
Yeah, I'll be.
Oh, I will.
Oh, yeah,
I will.
Use your brain. Tell him
I know
right.
he will.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, let's start with the one that I think I might watch.
Yeah.
Since it's only a half-hour comedy and I don't have too much vested in it, and I don't think it's going to last too long anyway.
So you're cheating. You're merging. You're putting one.
No. That's not the one I'm picking to fail.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't see a whole lot that's new this year that I necessarily want to watch.
Okay.
So I'm picking something that I wouldn't necessarily invest a whole lot of time into because I don't really want to pick up anything new. I'm serious. Nothing's really grabbing me that says I have to watch that show.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But the veterinary practice one that they advertised for super long during the Olympics, I might watch that once or twice. I can't say I'm going to watch the whole season.
Animal practice.
That's the one. Yeah.
With the guy from Weeds.
Sure.
Yeah,
Like I said, I wish there was something out there this year that was like, oh, this looks so good, I can't wait to watch it.
okay.
But I'm vested in a lot of TV shows that are most of the way in, and I just don't see anything that's going to say, oh, I'm not going to watch that tonight. I'm going to watch this brand new show. You know what I mean? It's hard to describe the way I feel about it. It's just there's nothing out there that says, everyone's talking about, everyone wants to watch, everyone's going to say that's the show you're going to see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The show that I think will not make it, Nashville.
Oh, okay. That's not the one I thought you were going to pick.
There's no way this has a chance of surviving.
Yeah.
It's a movie plot that's been done over and over and over again.
That's true.
Most recently failed with Country Strong and what's that movie that just came out with Cher?
Oh, I forget, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, like there's a new girl and she's gonna surpass the old girl, and they don't get along, and blah 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 blah. But I don't see it lasting at all.
Yeah.
A show I think will last, though I don't think I'll watch it because I don't watch too many of the ABC sitcoms. The Neighbors. I don't really know anything about the show, but it's in a lineup.
That's the one with the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a lineup that's all suburban-ish, family comedies.
Yeah.
Half-hour comedies, boom, boom, boom in a row. Modern Family,
Block.
Suburgatory, and all that stuff. So it sort of fits in with that whole, comedy thing. Like I said, I don't really know anything about it, but the title seemed to make it fit.
Write it through just to get more people interested in it? Is that the reason why they put it there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're definitely trying to build on the.
What if somebody just says, I'm tired of the family drama things. Let's actually do something different. Maybe they're gonna look at that and say, oh, this is the different thing. But it's still, if it's family drama, then
Yeah.
bash over the head, boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
And the show that I'm excited is coming back is probably Two Broke Girls. I think it's funny. My wife enjoys to watch it also, so
Yeah.
Cool.
Good half-hour comedy. That's going to last because they picked it up for syndication already.
Crazy. It's already been picked up for 4 seasons, effectively. They're betting it's going to make it to 4 seasons, which is crazy. But I mean, based on the way the show works, I mean, it's not like
risks work, or sometimes risks works.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's a heavily serialized show. It's just a comedy.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to have any continuity or anything like that. So, okay, Amy, you're up.
I am up. Okay, well, there's as much as there's a lot of stuff that looks interesting, there's not really anything that's really, really standing out to me as that I'm really, really interested in, except because I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really interested in the 666 Park Avenue because there's not that many horror sitcoms or shows.
Horror sitcoms, that'd be so awesome.
That'll be good.
You're dead.
That really kind of come out and I don't know that it's got such a different twist to it. I'm like, okay, I'm really kind of interested in this. It could be a mystery drama slash, horror, spooky. I like those vibes. I'm liking what it's doing, and I'm interested because of that. So that's the one I'm really interested about that I'm going to try out. That's brand new that I don't know anything about it other than just what I've seen on the whatchamacallits, the ads or whatever. The one that I think is going to fail, and I've given this a lot of thought. I think it's going to be the Beauty and the Beast one. I think they're taking too big of a chance with it. I think it won't. I think that the fans that are from the original one will look at it and say, no, not it. It's going to be a chick, it's going to be a teen kind of vibe to it. It's on the CW on top of that. The last one that they put on CW was, what was it? The Secret Circle that just floundered all over the place and then finally died. So, and they finally actually by the end of the season, I was actually kind of interested into what direction they're going to take it, and then they canceled it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go back to Charmed. It was there for how many seasons? 6. So I'm good with that.
That was the WB days, though.
Yeah, back in the day, that's where it came from. So I don't know. I think that one's going to fail. I really think it's going to fail, but we'll see. And then the one that I think it's really going to make it, I don't know why, but I think this is going to make it Partners. The one with the 2 guys that are friends. One's gay, one's straight, and they share life type, things together or whatever. I think that will have a place on TV. I think it will at least make it to the 2nd season, if not more. We'll see. It looks interesting enough. I think that, have a comedy vibe and, real life stuff to go with it. I think that it speaks to the day that I think that it will hang on because of that. And then I'm also going to tack on a returning TV show that we picked up last season that I'm happy to see return other than Fringe and The Walking Dead. I'm really looking forward to Once Upon a Time because I like how they twisted that one and they went with it. Through the whole season, I thought, oh, are they going to make it? And every single time I turned on an episode, I was pretty impressed with it. Every single time. Just like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Wow, I like that twist. I just liked how they did that. And then I didn't watch it while it was actually being broadcasted. I watched it afterwards. But I'm really looking forward to Touch, even though I'm really worried that this next season they're going to end up going a different direction and they're going to lose listeners and it's going to make it to a 2nd season and then it's going to die. And that's my list.
Kiefer Sutherland pulls a gun.
Yep.
And it's 20, and it's a psych out. It's actually 24 the movie.
Yeah. Well, and there's a couple other that I'm kind of unsure about. I don't want to go too much into it. I think that maybe they might be a little too off. It depends on what they do in the season.
Okay.
That we'll see where they go. I'm worried about, let's see, what one's Revolution? Because I've heard a few things that make me go, and then Elementary. Because I don't know if there's a few things in there. The vibe, it just depends on the chemistry of the characters and what they do with it. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I will start with the show that I will watch, and the new show that I think I'll watch is, at least I'll give a chance, is Vegas. Which is this CBS show with Michael Chiklis and Dennis Quaid about building up the Vegas in the '60s. So that'll be interesting, I think. I mean, since it is a CBS, the one that I think will make it. I hope I'm right. Maybe I think. Hopefully. Since I want to try to watch it, maybe hopefully Vegas will make it. I know. Cool. I cheated.
You cheated? How did you cheat?
I don't know.
Did you see it already?
I chose the same show twice.
Merged 2 shows.
Merged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so a show that I'm generally happy to see return. I think I'm generally happy to see return Hell on Wheels. which is it's already started its season. I know last season
Funny
I
'cause you
hated it.
gave up on it.
I know. That's the funny part. I actually started watching it again. I gave up on like episode 4 in the first season, and then I said,
Oh.
why not watch it? Why not continue? Just to see where it goes at least. And then it came back, and it was actually pretty good. And then it just started its second. I think it's like 5 episodes or 4 or 5 episodes into its second season. So definitely interested in seeing how that goes. This season is off to an interesting start, and definitely going to probably go a little crazy.
Cool.
A show that I think will fail miserably is, unfortunately, while I've enjoyed his movies and some of his other shows that have also failed miserably, I think Go On, which is the Matthew Perry show on comedy on NBC, which he is like pretends to be like I think like a therapist or something like that. Looks pretty stupid.
He goes to therapy for some reason because his wife died or something, and
I think
I don't. Yeah,
he's
it's like a
therapist.
therapy thing that he has to go to.
It just looks pretty terrible.
I think the honesty will be refreshing for some, but I think the honesty will also be something that turns people off to it as well. Because I kind of get the sense that because of the topics that, the adult topics that they'll be hitting, that some people will just be really turned off by it. And that you want it to have a really broad, thing that a lot of people can relate to rather than just a few. So.
Yeah, I think it's just not going to be. I mean, it's a sitcom, so it's got a laugh track and stuff. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to be very good. It just doesn't appear to be very funny or anything like that when it attempts to be. So, the one that a returning show. Actually, I wanted to pick another one as well. I'm going to cheat as well.
Go for it.
I think will fail miserably and not make it is the ABC show The Last Resort, which is about the U.S. naval submarine who refuses an order from the U.S. government, and then they try to take that. So they tried to take out. So the government tries to take out a nuclear submarine with a nuclear weapon, and then they're like, "Whoa, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take over an island, and then say you've been warned. If you try to attack us, we're gonna nuke the United States. We love our country."
I'm gonna be honest. There's a couple other shows that I don't think really are gonna make it. Is that the Revolution show?
No, that's not. Revolution is the one where all of a sudden all technology just quits working because of some button that they push and they find
You
out.
got to push the button under the in an observatory.
Yeah,
I don't think
something like
that's
that.
gonna last. The Revolution.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why I thought that's why I'm unsure about it, because I thought, well, it's J.J. Abrams, so there's going to be a twist in there, and the twist might be enough to get me okay about it, but it depends on so much. I think it's right on that border of I'm not sure if it's going to really make it or not, but I'm not absolutely positive that at least, I don't know, because it depends on
There's
how
gonna be a lot of
complicated
excitement
they make
for it because it is a J.J. Abrams show, but I think that
Yeah, but
it doesn't get the ratings that NBC wants.
Yeah.
NBC wants some big ratings too.
I don't think that they're gonna.
They're looking for another Lost. That's what they're doing. They're looking for another Lost.
Well, they're
Because
looking
Lost
for
was
Lost. Yeah.
bring in a lot of stuff. So that's why
Everybody's- yeah,
J.J.
I mean-
Abrams is still doing what he's doing, is because they're hoping that they can bring in another Lost.
But
so.
I mean, Lost was such a phenomenon. It was just a weird, like.
It came out at the right time.
Yeah.
It hit the right vibe. People were interested because of that.
And-
they got enough people hooked in at the very beginning
And it was a
before
new
they
show.
got really weird, and it was a good
new
show.
idea, right? It was a new idea, because now every time somebody sees the event or Revolution or anything like that, it's like you're just trying to copy Lost the way it looks, the way it feels.
I was sad that Alcatraz didn't last very long, but again, it was doing almost the same thing, except it was kind of pulling in some of these vibes like Quantum Leap and some other things that were kind of sci-fi like that. So
Yeah.
I don't
it
think
just
that we'll
depends.
ever get another thing that's like Lost again. I think it was what it was, and it happened when it did, and it worked.
Yeah, they're trying to force it now. Before,
Yeah.
like Lost, they're like, let's try it, see what happens. But now they're trying to force it.
That's the point, is to be the experiment that is successful at the very first, because then everyone after you is only going to copy you. That's just how it goes.
Okay, so a show that I'm happy that I picked up last season that's coming back is Homeland. It is a really good show, and it kind of got a little interesting near the first 6 episodes were crazy. Like you're just like, oh my god, where's this gonna go? What's gonna happen? And then they kind of it lost its luster a little bit once you find out certain things. But this season is definitely turning out to be, from the previews that I've seen, they look really good. So that's coming back in October, I believe. Late September, early October. So that is definitely the show that I picked up last season that I'm happy to see return this season. So be sure to let us know what shows that you are happy to see return, one that you see will fail or make it this season, and one that you picked up last season that you want to see again on our brand new Facebook page at facebook.com/ScreenView Show.
Or tweet. You can tweet at us too.
You can tweet us at ScreenView Show, which is on that logo to the bottom. Actually that side. On John's left-hand side, and Amy below Amy. Yeah, there you go.
What?
It's not this way. It's that way.
No, for you it's that way. For John, it's that way. Just point to your left, John.
For me, it's down.
You can look to your left. That works.
Look to my left.
Your
Or my right.
finger is cut off by the camera. You can't see that. You're not hitchhiking.
Like this. Just go up and down.
All right.
All around.
So that is
The Brady Bunch?
Okay.
This is what happens when
your-
you're an audio podcast, right?
Your new TV show is the Brady
Or
Bunch?
video.
Brady Bunch, yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Look down. Look up.
Look up. Hi.
Look into the ether. All right. Well, that will do it for this episode. So we, for John, Amy, and Peter, that's me. We will be back next week.
Next week. The next episode. There you
Yeah,
go.
the next episode.
You've been listening to ScreenView.
Yeah, there you go.
ScreenView is a radio-free Cybertron production. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Watch our live stream at tfradio.net/live. Join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/tfradio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TF Radio Network. Have a question or comment? Leave it on our Facebook fan page or mail it to contact@tfradio.net. Copyright 2011 Radio Free Cybertron.